Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women, lads and ladies, kings and queens, simps and simpsets, dudes and dudettes, we're back. Lictor here with another siege battle, but once again with boats. That's right. I've been doing some port replays. Well, I've only done one so far, but I got a couple more. Besides this, trying to do some unfortified town assaults too. I feel like nobody ever really does those. It's just a different beast. So I figured that would be fun. But it's tough to get people into to play an unfortified town assault because, well, it's an unfortified town, and I guess they don't think or see it as a challenge or what have you, but I digress. Anyway, we have a 1v1 here, myself against Distet, Deste, capital Deste, Distet. I don't even know. If you're watching this, I apologize for completely butchering your name. And as you can see, it is Rome versus Athens, and yes, it is large army mode. Can only really get away with that in a 1v1. Thought that this would be fun, especially since it makes more sense to do 1v1 with large army mode if you're going to do port assaults. So that way you can at least have a couple ships in there, and then you can have your main army. So let's get into the defender's loadout, or at least what we can see. He's brought with him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 thorax swords, and 2 archer ships. Myself over here, I have brought 1, 2, 3 hastati. I lied. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hastati, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 principes. I should have brought more. I think you probably have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen over here. As for my land army, I'll start in the back ranks. I have 2 Praetorian Cav. By the way, I mean the funds for this were pretty large, so that's why you're seeing what you're going to be seeing. 2 of the Balearic Slingers, 2 of the Auxiliary Syrian Archers. I know I always talk about not chevroning up range units because it's pointless, but I figured I have the money. Why the fuck not? 3 Triarii, 2 Veteran Legionaries. I probably have more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 veteran legionaries. 1, 2, 3 Praetorian Guard. And then over here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Principes, and 1, 2 first cohort. And my general is the general and bodyguard. I also have a Roman ballista, and let's get this underway. Surprisingly, no wall artillery. He does have some archers up on the wall, as you can see. Mercenary Cretans. I had set up some siege towers over here just in case if he had wall artillery to deal with it, but now they're firing at his Cretans instead. Back over here we can see, what is this? 2 picked hoplites. And now we're going to get this underway. So immediately I'm going to send these guys to try and batter down these guys. But again, this doesn't go very well. I mean, Athens was, during the Peloponnesian Wars, was famous for just having an excessive amount of sea power, so it's no surprise that they have the better ships. I mean, look at that. Absolutely annihilated. It's one right after another. And then these guys, I'm just like, fuck this. Just try and get them onto the beaches as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, over here, tortoises are moving up. Slowly but surely. Gonna get on either side of this gate here. Gonna knock down some of these walls over here. and this wall here too to kind of silence this arrow tower. And also to leave some avenues open for myself, so when I get in, I have multiple ways to go. Back over here, getting into some fights, but these Principes are just going to get absolutely hammered. Completely, just totally destroyed. I think I do manage to maybe sink one of his ships, but, oh my god. Right, let's see. One more. Get one more in. At least small victories, you know? There we go. So now these two guys, they're going to make it over here, but they're not going to last very long. They're only 60-man units. And he's going to start taking the rest of his fleet. Naturally, he's going to bring them over here to try and deal with these guys. Back over here, here's the reason why he didn't bring wall artillery. It's because he brought a Scorpion instead, which I guess not a bad idea, especially if the ships get closer. You can just fire in on them. Tort's moving up a little bit more. 19 minutes and 20 seconds left in this one. I'm trying to get these guys away, but it doesn't even matter. These guys managed to make it on here, but I mean, they're going to be greeted by these picked hoplites, so it's pretty pointless for them. It was a suicide mission to begin with. But I mean, I guess the way that you can look at it is he wasted valuable resources on, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 ships. So now he then has to go and unload these ships and choose which way, you know, whether he wants to take them over here or take them over here. So that's neither here nor there. So it looks like 4 is going to come over here, and maybe the rest are going to go up and around over here, or they're all going to, maybe they're all going to come over here, actually. So now we can start to see some more picked hoplites, 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 picked hoplites. I mean, as I said, this was a you know, high funds game, so it's no surprise. I think he's a little bit too close. Nope, he's just far enough away that he doesn't lose any men. But now I'm going to charge in these Principes, and they're in for a bad time. Surprisingly, he did not chevron up any of his units, but the picked hoplites are, or picked hoplites, depending if you drink your tea with the pinky out or not. They're tough. I mean, armor's 105, melee attack's 42, weapon damage is 30. And the melee defense is 61. They're pretty tough. Health is 65, base morale is 75. So these Principes have their work cut out for them. Not to mention that, you know, they're supported by mercenary veteran hoplites. Got some mercenary Cretan archers firing in on them, and now I'm just gonna move up my army. I'm gonna bring my Triarii over here to meet these guys. I start to move my ballista, and then eventually at one point I start to move it this way too to get some shots in on the ships coming in, but I don't make any shots land, unfortunately. So then I said screw it, and I send them over here. Praetorians moving up, but we'll see if they stick over here on the front line for long. So back over here, immediately throw in first cohort and the Principes up against these picked hoplites, but they're just getting, I mean, look at this defense. Completely uncontested, so he's just going to go and have a grand old time over here. Now these guys getting sandwiched between. A good move here, especially since he's got these guys held up. First cohort just getting absolutely hammered. And Athens so far is having a pretty good go of it. He's got pikemen. Unfortunately, all right, so this is the map. This is Massilia? No, not Massilia. Massilia? Hold on, I have it here. Yeah, Massilia. If you ever play on this map, be forewarned that this road right here is a no-go zone. So you can place your troops here before in the deployment zone before, you know, but once they're there, you can't move them. So unfortunately, he's stuck there, and he can't do anything about it, which is sad. So I brought my Praetorians over here to deal with these thorax swords that are landing. He brought the rest of them over here. The Praetorians should have absolutely no problem dealing with them. There we go. Shots fired on these missile trimanes, or pentarate. Are they trimanes? Yeah, they're technically trimanes. And yeah, I'm not getting any type of really good shots. So I immediately stop at some point and then start bringing them around. So now I'm bringing forward my Syrian archers to help deal with this just absolute wall of hoplites that I'm dealing with here. And I'm going to start to charge in some more of my troops eventually. Over here is where we actually start to win a little bit. Slowly but surely, but I mean, you know how hoplites are. You just set them and forget them. And then they hold, because that's what they're supposed to do. So it looks like I'm actually firing in on the mercenary veteran hoplites. Trying to take away some of their reserve forces. In reality, I probably should have been firing down on their archers, but it's neither here nor there. Charging in some more veteran legionaries. Looks like the picked hoplites are in a bit of a... Oof, oh my god. I mean, I was going to say they're in a bad spot, but so are my Principes. They're just getting absolutely wrecked from behind by these bolts. Look at that. Guy's getting absolutely destroyed. Meanwhile, over here, slowly but surely, his thorax swordsmen are getting dismantled. Managed to wrap around one of my units of Triarii. I have them in square formation, so I brought around another unit to get behind his other unit. Over here, he had one unit of thorax swordmen facing the wrong way, which turned out, you know, well in my favor. And he never turned them around, so my Triarii actually had a field day with them. And I gotta say, for a minute, I thought I wasn't gonna have a good time of it. He's starting to bring up his pikes, which is not the best idea in the world. Still firing in on this blob of veteran legionaries, but the pick hoplites are slowly but surely they're losing. So now over here, still firing down the mercenary veteran hoplites, because I guess he's worried that the center's starting to break. Actually, no, he's starting to bring them over here. Charge in the rear of the veteran legionaries. Good move. Nice with that, you know, holding back these veteran legionaries to have that space there to be able to do that. And now I'm just going to start to focus down their pikes. With my Balearic slingers, I'm actually going to start to focus down his Cretan archers and to start answering back. But it looks like they're actually out of ammo already. 122 kills. Wow. Okay. So that was wasted effort on my part. Over here, finally, starting to break some of his units. It's completely uncontested over here. He's going to charge in his other mercenary Cretans right into the back. They won't last long, though. He's moving up his pikes. Looks like he actually managed to get them out of there. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I think maybe that it's this that is traversable. But this isn't, you know? I'm going to have to do an experiment later and see. So, it looks like, yep, his pikemen are still taking fire. I'm just going to move my Principes around so I can get them up on the wall and actually come and take care of his Cretan archers, even though I don't realize that they're out of ammo. I'm going to shift these guys around so I continue to capture the arrow tower. Now this is just going to start firing in on his pikemen as well. Shifting more units over here to try and break these veteran hoplites. I'm going to start moving at least 2 units of my Praetorian Guard over. And I'm going to let this other unit just absolutely wreck his archer units here. These Triarii are going to charge into the back of these thorax swords, and they're just going to get melted. Gonna get melted. So, moving up some more picked hoplites. Still haven't seen what else he has up here. See over here, let's see, picked hoplites, picked hoplites, picked hoplites. I mean, again, you know, this is a high funds match, so it's not surprising. So, managed to break his unit of picked hoplites over here. I'm going to start running over in this direction to take out this guy over here. Up to 109 kills. Pretty good. We're going to take out this scorpion. Meanwhile, this unit of picked hoplites is just kind of hanging out there doing nothing. Alright, looks like I'm going to actually... One unit's going to go over here to deal with them. The other unit's going to come around. They still have Pelum almost positive. Going to start nullifying this arrow tower, the gate tower. And looks like they're going to charge in onto the veteran legionaries. But that's going to expose their back to these two veteran legionaries. But looks like one's going to go over there. And then this one's going to come over here and crash into the back of these 2 units of picked hoplites. And now he's going to start to retreat. And here you go. You can see some of his pikes are stuck. Can't get them out. Did he have more than 2 units of pikes, actually? The rules for this was 1, 2, 5. Or maybe it was 1, 3, 5. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly. So, these Praetorian Guard up to 464 kills. They just absolutely ate up everybody. Lost quite a few men, but, I mean... They've already, in my opinion, paid for themselves. So starting to actually look at this. These guys are just firing their peel in the backs of these picked hoplites. Looks like he's shifting them around, but I mean these Praetorians are having at him, going to charge in the veteran legionaries. These guys are just going to come back, hang out. He charged in his Cretans up against these guys. I guess he's just trying to hold them up as much as he possibly can. Over here we can see some more of these pikemen, or actually this pikeman unit is actually this pikeman unit. Some more, and so if any of you remember my very first video that I ever made, I made the point, it was a learning lesson, to always be aware of your surroundings. This right here is the town center. He's going back over here because he thinks that this is the victory location, when in reality, it's just a capture point. So I see this. I see him pulling back. And with what I have left, I'm nervous. I'm nervous that I won't win this. And so when I see him start pulling back past the victory point, I think, aha, okay. I think I have this. So as soon as these thorax swords are completely broken, I'm going to rush my Triarii up, because I'm worried about him having Hippeus Lancers and coming out and smashing in the back. That's why I have at least 2 cav. I'm going to start moving up these veteran legionaries to just start capturing, you know, tower after gate after tower. Just, you know, small victories. And you can see over here, I'm just finishing up these picked hoplites. Starting to move everybody over to here. Because I can't go down this road. Even at one point, you'll see, I tried to use my Balearic Slingers, because we were talking, and he was like, my pikes are glitched. I can't move them. I was like, yeah, I know that, you know, in some maps there are roads that you can place them down, but then you can't move them. So I brought my at one point you'll see I bring my Balearic Slingers over here to try and take care of them as like kind of a mercy kill, and to admittedly get farm some free kills. But they actually they'll start to go all the way over here, because the actual pikeman unit is back over here. So that's why you can see them actually right now, because this part of the unit is actually visible. So I'm walking my Praetorians over so that I don't exhaust them. I'm going to run my Triarii over, because even if he does come out with cav, they don't necessarily need to be full strength. You just throw them up in square formation and they'll be fine. Now I'm moving everybody else in just to shore up my defenses. Going to start getting the Roman Ballista in. Managed to capture the gate tower. And I'm going to start shifting these guys over. Got these guys up on the wall because I did... Oh, see, there we go. Epeius Lancers. But I did see them before. They were over here. He must have either came out the gate here or came out over here. So I got them up on the wall so that they'd be safe. Oh, look at that. 2 units. One's the gen. And I'm just going to start, like I said, capturing one right after the other. Now you can see I'm going to bring in the ballista. I don't know why it's not just going through this. And now, if you look, see they can't, they're trying to go that way. They're trying to, but they can't. They're like pointing, they're like, whoa, we can't go. There's an invisible wall. They're scratching their heads. They're like, what the fuck? So immediately I just start rushing guys over here to start capping. Holding back my missile units, my cav. I do at one point start to move my cav over to counter his Epeius Lancers because they do get back into the settlement and I don't want them to come down and start to psycho charge. Granted, they have low melee defense, but, you know, they're Epeius Lancers. They pack a punch. And not all of, but, you know, quite a few of my units are pretty depleted. So, again, I don't know why the artillery was like, you know what, fuck the gate. We're going to go parkour through the gap in the wall that was knocked down instead. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. Nice. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope you guys are enjoying not just this, but all my content that I put out so far. I just want to say thanks for all, you know, the likes, the views. If anyone shared it, I really appreciate it. You know, this is new for me, but it's also fun for me to do, and I enjoy doing it. I know that there are other people who are definitely more experienced at doing this than I am, but I still appreciate you guys watching my videos, and I hope that I bring you at least some sort of joy and entertainment, and some laughs too. I try and keep it cheeky and fun here and there. So I brought around my veteran legionaries. Looks like 1 Praetorian Guard. I'm going to start moving up over here again just to capture these towers, small victories, while I start to actually cap the victory point. And again, hoping that he doesn't notice and start to just rush his troops over. Again, over here, still just moving. Starting to move my Praetorian Cav up this way because I did spot his Epeius Lancers up here. So I want to try and counter them. Going to bring my archers over here too, for whatever reason. And here you go. See I probably, if I had left them on auto fire, they probably would have fired at these guys. I should, or if I had put them in auto fire, I should say. So now I'm just setting up a nice little defensive kill pocket in case he does come down over here. Getting my ballista over here, so again, if he comes down in mass, I can just start firing into the blob. And over here, I'm just starting to cap this stuff, using my Praetorian Guard in the rear and sending up my veteran legionaries to form, you know, this little defensive angle right here to capture this stuff. And where we see the Epeius Lancers just keep on appearing and disappearing. 2 minutes left. Well, actually, we'll just fast forward this. So yeah, definitely, if you're on defense, and especially if you're on attack, pay attention to where the victory point is. I can't stress that enough. I mean, more often than not, you know, you're going to be playing on either Carthage or Athens or Tarsus, Bertigala, Tullafordune, or any iteration of those, as, you know, whatever they may be. And you'll know that, you know, where the victory point is because you've played those maps over and over and over again. But when you play a map that you're not familiar with, always, you know, try and figure out where's the right spot, where you should go. So 5 seconds left. and he was gearing up. I was getting my Triario over here. I was going to throw him up into square formation, let him run into it, whichever one he was going to charge into, and then hopefully it would have been the one in the center, and then the two on the flanks I would have taken out of square and then moved them up and then collapsed in on them. But let's get into it. I have to give it to him. He really did actually do a very good job in the beginning, especially. He really gave me a run for my money, so I can't fault him for his tactics. So getting into it myself, 3,429 kills. General didn't do anything. My my ships did absolutely nothing. Just, oh man. My Ballista got 2 kills. Praetorian Guard didn't do anything. Balearic Slingers got 41 and 80. Syrians didn't really do too much because they didn't have to. 77, 55, and 62. First cohort got wrecked. They only got 31 kills, and this one got 72. Praetorians did really well. They had a field day. 165, 192, and 464. And then my Principes, again, these guys just got completely just blasted. 86, 52, 74, 40, and 129. Actually, they did pretty good. Triarii actually did pretty good. I know I always shit on Roman spears, but for once they actually pulled through. 191, 180, and 258. Veteran legionaries, 133, 275, 108, 75, 144, 45, and 279. I'm getting into Destit. I don't know. Again, sorry if I'm saying it wrong, if you're watching. His general didn't do anything. His thorax swords, these are the guys on the boats. 48, 26, 91, 21, 25, 13, 37. Right? Yeah. And then these thorax swords, 24 and 69, which is bullshit if you think about it, because like they like took out whole units, right? So like he rammed full unit, like 160 man unit ships. So like they should be credited with that, at least in my opinion. So we'll give him a little bit more credit where credit is due. His 2 archers didn't do very well either, and they ended up getting eviscerated by my 1 Praetorian Guard. His Cretans did pretty good. 122, 86, and then 102. And then just so many picked hoplites. Oh yeah, see 3 pikes. So it was definitely 1, 3, 4 or 5. So 48, 61, 54, 119, 49, 129, 52, 97, 30, 40, and 26. And then the rest didn't do anything because, well, they didn't get a chance. His mercenary veteran hoplites, 37, 31. And then his Scorpion got 117 kills, which is pretty damn good. Oh, that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And again, always be aware of your surroundings and where the victory point location is so that something like this doesn't happen. Because in reality, with those many picked hoplites and the pikes left, I mean, granted, I still had a lot of archers, but he probably could have given me a good run for my money. I didn't have many full health units left, and he did. So it's a very real chance that he could have won this. That being said, leave a like, a share, a comment, and join my Discord, which the link is provided in the description below. On that note, I will talk to you guys later, and this is Lichter saying, peace out, everyone.